What's going on, people? It's Colin Mace from the Central Club, and I am about to announce it. Welcome to the Weekly Spin.
The Central Club.
On a Weekly Spin, yeah?
This is going to be a new show that we're doing on the Central Club, where we're just going to talk about weekly viral topics. So if you remember, I was doing the viral videos, weekly videos, tried it out, seemed like people enjoyed it. So we're going to do it again. We're always going to have a special guest. It looks like Benji here for the foreseeable. And if he ever doesn't show, we'll bring in someone else. But yeah, welcome to the Weekly Spin. We're actually going to play clips and then we're going to have a little chat about him. Let's go.
This is where John George's family say his body was dumped, and you can see for yourself it's a pretty rural area. There's miles and miles of fields. It's also around 5 minutes away from a pretty sleepy village here in Spain, but it's also 45 minutes away from Alicante, where the family of John George had been searching for the last 24 days. And just look how vast this place is. The family covered hundreds of miles looking for John, but in a place like this, it seemed like an impossible task. With John's body now found, the family say they've been left in Spain with little help from the local police. This is where John George is.
Oh, sorry. It's terrible, isn't it, mate?
Yeah. The first thing that jumped out at me is very similar terrain to what we were looking at with the Jay Slater case.
Yeah. In terms of the cactuses and all that stuff, do you mean?
Yeah, like greenery, just it's very open and vast,
Yeah.
as they said in the video, very vast.
It looked a bit flatter, though. It did look flat to me.
Yeah, not so mounted up.
But it was like the similar.
I was cautious what video to play, but I did see another video that showed the actual spot where his body was found.
Okay.
And funny enough, we were speaking about Duncan Smith's coverage, and he'd mentioned about a lemon field, and his body was literally put underneath a lemon tree. They made no attempt to bury it.
What? It was actually... You got it right?
Yeah, we got it spot on.
So how did they actually... Was it a tip-off that he was in this area? How did he come to that area so far away?
I don't know. It didn't do a very good job of hiding the body. They didn't try to bury it. They didn't even do the decency of trying to dig a shallow grave. They basically just hid it just off of a main road. But, Duncan Smith, he did say certain things that he'd been looking into on that case, and it wouldn't be impossible because he emailed the father, and it wouldn't be impossible that maybe they'd heard his point and went and made an effort to look.
Wow. Well, yeah, that's amazing. Like, I can't believe that. Well, I can believe it, obviously, but that's just the fact that it just shows the people who were involved in this just have disregard for life.
Yeah, and it's looking so there was a man from the Czech Republic who was arrested, but he's now been released, and it's looking like his murderer, his killer, has fled the country, possibly to Asia, I believe, and it's looking quite likely that he fled.
He's the geezer.
Because I know we're not talking about Jay Slater, but it's a topic that's constantly on my mind. I did recently get some new information, and we did speak about this.
Yeah, we did, and we debated whether we should put it out there in terms of social media.
Yeah,
you was thinking about actually,
well,
go into other people to the correct fields, let's say.
So the problem is that I can't authenticate this information, and therefore I didn't want to bring it forward because I'm going to have to say a name in order for people to do their own research to find out if there's anything behind this. But a friend of mine was involved in the Tenerife underworld. I didn't know this until another friend told me about it through seeing us doing this. And he tells me that there is a reason why Ayub booked the B&B in Masca so far away from the party action. And the alleged rumor that I'm hearing is that there is a guy who is from London called Sleeper, who has a nice big villa just a couple of minutes away from where the Airbnb was in Masca, and Ayub was visiting this sleeper as a friend, but was told, book a place by year, and then, you know, you can always come back and forth to the villa. This is just something that I've heard, and as I say, it's allegedly the case. It would, and I'm not accusing anybody of doing anything wrong. It just
adds some sort of element to it.
Just answers the one question of why was the Airbnb an hour away from the action. So, you know, I'm not saying that this is factual information or that it means anything. All I'm asking is if there are people that are good at digging and researching and you know, investigating, then please can somebody look into that and see if, because Ayub hasn't come forward and said, oh, my friend's apartment or my friend's villa is,
Yeah.
but he hasn't
And that,
said.
you know, if that is true,
Yeah.
he obviously, the same way he did on the podcast, he doesn't want to drop anyone else in something.
Yeah.
This guy might not have anything to do with the case.
Absolutely.
But
I'm not suggesting
the fact
that he
you
does.
said it answers why he was there, which is probably damage him in some aspects.
Well,
They're lying about that, if that's the case.
I imagine the person who I've just named, even if they've got nothing to do with the case, which I'm not suggesting they do, they don't want to be dragged into this absolute circus, which it is an absolute circus. But anyway, that's just something that I've emailed Wax Unfiltered. I've tried to bring it up in Mama D's live chats, and
This isn't something you just stumbled across now when you're saying you actually tried to go
I've
to
tried
people.
to go to people to give this information because I, to be honest, didn't feel right. I still don't feel right saying it. I feel a bit guilty already. But if I don't say it, it's just on my mind, on my chest.
And what I need to know quickly before we go on to the next thing, but how did you come across this information? Because people are going to think you're skeptical that you even know this. This is random.
Yeah. So before we did the very first podcast, before we did the very first one, literally the day of, I was sat in the car with a friend of mine and telling him that we were going to go on and talk about the Jay Slater case. He said to me, why don't you give so-and-so a ring? I'm not going to say that person's name because they are or was involved in the underworld in Tenerife. But he said, why don't you give so-and-so a ring, who we know from being a kid, and ask him some questions because he knows all of the ins and outs over there. So I did. My friend had his number. We called him. And he was talking so matter of fact and frank. It's not the only thing he told me. There is a few other things that he's told me, but I don't know that they've been burning me enough to say. For example, we'll save it. Let's get some answers on that. It's nothing that's going to blow the case wide open.
Teasing people.
Well, in a way, yeah, but it's not going to blow the case wide open. It's not like it's more about just the understanding of how Tenerife's underworld works.
Which I think a lot of people know anyway.
Yeah, but
Is there a reason to talk about it if we already know that? Or do you think that it is a lot?
it's quite juicy gossip, if anything. I'll just say it.
Well,
So
no, this is a reaction video about other things.
let's save it. Let's say it's not going to blow the. I'm being a gossip, and we know what I'm like.
Yeah, you're dangerous, mate.
I am. Anyway, let's move
Well,
on to the.
that was the thing, like, I just wanted to make clarity here for people, because people are going to be like, okay, so you interview Ayub. People then think that me and you are covering for Ayub, and now this has come out. They're going to be like, how does this Benji guy know?
And the fact that I'm saying that I know somebody that was involved in the underworld of Tenerife, I know that people.
And I know you're trying to do a good thing.
I am. I really am.
We both are, mate. Like, let's be real, mate.
Absolutely, and we know that. We know that, and we are. But now the only people that are bringing any new information.
Actually, because we're talking about this, I might as well say it now because I almost forgot. I actually did put forward my questions to Ayub.
Yeah.
I did ask Ayub if he would come on again. I just said, look, I just said, I'll read them out, all right? Just get them out of the way. And, a lot of people said to me, why are you even giving this guy an opportunity in terms of Duncan? Why are you even listening to this guy?
Well, he's making good points. He's asking the right questions.
But it's mixed with bad mouthing me and wrong about me and stuff as well.
Yeah, he was very.
That's the frustrating thing.
We've done 2 podcasts about Duncan now.
But no, but that's the frustrating thing
It
about
was
it.
a bit rude, and it would have been better if we'd have worked together rather than apart. But I still respect some of the work he's doing, and therefore, because we have the intention to help push the case forward,
Yeah.
you know, we won't be childish about
No,
it.
I agree. And like you said, this thing with the John George, that's fucking unreal work from Duncan, if that is what he called out and that is what it is. Now, I don't know how he knows that, but, you know, he's accurate on something. But you're just not accurate on me covering, you know, like I've said before about the glitches. Like, we had a Zoom call. You know, I chop clips all the time down to 1 minute reels, and sometimes you'll never notice that they're different sentences or different parts of the podcast. You have clean cuts, sometimes you have messy cuts. And, you know, when we done that Zoom interview, it's people who said, why didn't you challenge him? It's not like I was sat in the studio with Ayub where I could challenge him like I have other guests. He's on a Zoom call where as soon as he feels upset, he'll just go, boop. Oh, sorry, bro, my signal went bad. Or, I ain't fucking answering that. So I had to be careful.
You said it really well. The Ayub interview was not for you to grill him. It was for the people, the investigators at home, to analyze Ayub's words for 2 hours. So much material to analyze. And that's what people should have been focusing on, rather than focusing on your relationship and your...
I'm a crap interviewer, and my relationship, yeah, exactly. And our relationship and why did this happen? But in terms of the 40-minute mark, it was either genuine, a glitch, or it was because the Zoom timed out and we jumped back in. That is all I can answer for that. I promise.
There's no shadiness going on. There's only good intention.
But yeah, I because of the Duncan thing, I just said, right, yeah, I will.
We indulged a little in the childish...
I put a comment on Duncan's. I said, look, I'll find out about the glitch. I'll find out about the 40-minute mark, and I will actually message Ayub. So I put, yes, brother. Hope you're well. He went, I'm chilling, G. What's happening? I'm good, bro. He put, what's this Duncan fella turned on you? I went, yeah, he has from day one. He thinks, and then he commented, but I'll finish my thing first. He thinks that we edited the episode because of the glitch in the Zoom. I was going to ask you if you'd come back on to shut these idiots up, but respectfully, I appreciate it if you don't. He went, yeah, I was thinking, just seeing vid today. Oh, nah, that's me done with interviews, me, bro. I said, I thought that, and I get it.
Just to chime in, so Ayub is watching all of these videos. He's watching our videos. He's watching Duncan Smith's videos. I don't know who else's videos, but he is watching videos. So, you know, if you've got some burning questions, or if you think that you've got something...
Just say it on camera.
Just say it into the camera, or say it in the comments. He's reading them, you know?
Yeah. Oh, nah, that's me done with interviews. I thought that, and I get it. He's ordering questions that he wants me to ask you. Did you see them? Nah, I didn't. You know, who's he even? I went like that. And then I have screenshotted. So I have actually screenshotted the questions from Duncan's thing to Ayub right there. And I put there then, these are the questions he's asked me to out to you. If you don't want to come on, I appreciate that. If you want to answer them, that would be great. It would take away the fact he thinks we've covered something up. But again, it's up to you. Thumbs up. I've left it with him, all right? So he hasn't come back. He's seen the messages. He hasn't come back yet. But I have put it out there. I just want to be like that with it because I tried to do a good thing with this podcast. You know, like I said, I still have my... I don't think it's backfired. No, I've got a big population of people who are supporting me, and I'm glad that's gone out. But there's a certain amount that I could easily say, I don't give a fuck off, ta-da. And there's a part of me that thinks that. But at the same time, what's the point? They would then think that I'm lying, and I'm not lying. And the whole point I want to do this is to prove to you that you're looking somewhere you shouldn't be. Let's look elsewhere. Not in terms of Ayub, you might have questions for Ayub, but in terms of me and Benji, or me mainly doing a podcast and covering stuff up.
And me.
Second to that, we've done the reaction because of the first.
Yeah, of course. That's the reason I came on board.
But that's not, all right? So,
in fact, thank you to the haters of Cullen for giving me the ability to come and join Cullen on a podcast. And now look, we've got a person.
There's always a positive, isn't it? Yeah.
Should we move on to the next
video? Go on. I know, be quicker, we promise.
driving, seen my man Ozil closing that's the G-Wagon, pulled up. Yeah, it went left. We missed out on the belly that day.
Gone over to him with a knife.
Now, it was a knitting needle. It wasn't even a knife.
Of course he ain't gonna give it over, innit? How long did you lot serve for that?
It started at 15. I pleaded guilty.
15 years.
You can't cry over spilt milk, innit?
First of all, I just want to say, first of all, and everyone's entitled to their opinion the same way they talk about Central Club, but the Blue Tick Show, I used to watch his stuff, but it just seems that anything he puts on there now is just pure negative gang shit, yeah, right?
Never heard of it.
Yeah, it's just totally negative. You know, there's not a... And to be honest, it's called the Blue Tick Show. I haven't seen one geezer on there with a blue tick. And that's not taking a dig. I just think, like, you know, bring us better stuff, man. Like, more positive stuff.
Yeah.
In terms of that, I think that guy's so blasé. We missed out on the belly today.
He's bragging
That's
about trying to
disgusting.
rob a Premiership football player with a frigging knitting needle, like.
And this is part of the reason what the Blue Tick Show is doing.
Do you know what it reminds me of? You know that scene in Legend with the Cray twins? He goes, what's that fucking rolling pin? But who are you, Freddie Craddock?
Yeah. Are you bringing that to a fucking Western?
Oh, my God.
Oh, but like, this is...
I really thought that was poor form. Like, to be showing your face and bragging, well, you know, that's poor form, man. Like, and it's disgusting to even have...
This is what society's become, bro.
Yeah, I wouldn't have brought...
To him, he thought, this is going to get views, this is going to get views. But
Yes.
what are you promoting out of that, bro?
Yeah.
Like, that is so sad. And the guy who actually done that, like, it just shows there's no rehabilitation.
Yes.
He's bragging about it, bro.
He looks like he's going to go do it again today.
100%.
And if I was in the podcaster's shoes and I had him on to be interviewed...
Would you have asked him?
No, I would have not put that interview out.
Yeah.
I would have brought him on thinking that maybe he's been rehabilitated and he's got remorse and he's sorry.
I understand why he hasn't. It costs money to make podcasts like that. It's a good... Like, his quality is great. Like, it does look great. But in terms of what he does and talks about, I just find it so negative. But yeah, integrity was not there. I agree.
But in regards to the robbery itself, so it's Mesut Ozil. That's
Mesut Ozil, yeah.
Mesut Ozil, right? So, you know,
They stood strong, did they? Yeah.
they stood him and his mate. They stood strong.
So not only are you bragging about it, right, but you didn't even have the belly, bro.
Get it? The guy put it on him, but he runs off. But it reminds me of they done
Snatch.
they done Amir
It's
Khan.
snatched with the bank, right? You know the bank, the bookies. Yeah, Tyrone and the doors open all along. So it's something like that, innit?
But they like those little gangsters in London. They tried to do Amir Khan. Remember that?
He got boxed up.
No, they took his watch. They took a real
Oh, fair
expensive
play.
watch. But they're just out here taking from people. They're not Robin Hood. They're not taking from the rich to give to the poor.
No.
They're just selfish and doing it for bragging rights.
And it's sad really, because like I know footballers who have said about like they don't really put much on social media because there are gangs out there that purposely follow them to see their movements. It's so sad, man. Think of like Premier League footballers and their misses, they're away, they're in, I don't know, they're playing in the Champions League, or even just up north and they live down south and their misses are with the kids on their own. It's so fucking sad, bro.
Happened to Kim Kardashian in Paris Fashion Week, and they came and took all her diamonds. It happened to Pop Smoke, where he put something on Instagram and it accidentally gave away his location. Next thing, they turned up at this mansion that he was just renting for the time, and they shot him dead over some flipping clothes.
X as well, bro. It happens, man. It's so sad, like. So, rest in peace to those people.
For sure.
Shout out to Mesut Ozil for standing strong.
Yeah, and your brethren held you down. I think he's a footballer as well. His name is slipped.
He is.
But yeah, them two guys smashed it. Should we go on to the next one?
Yeah, man.
I kid you not. How can this be real? They are releasing convicted pedophiles from prison in order to put people in prison for Facebook posts. There were, and this is I'm simply stating a fact, there were migrant rape gangs in England that were gangs that would run around and prey on young girls, gang rape them, and some people found that objectionable, which obviously it should be objectionable, and they were upset about that, and so they complained about it online and were sent to prison.
I just want to break something down with this quickly. In terms of releasing prisoners. I'm not sure they release paedophiles. They not in the early prison release scheme. They did state that they were releasing prisoners that were non-violent prisoners. Now, there was people who sold drugs and done burglaries and stuff like that, which even that's worse than posting something online. But you know, I am starting to see where Musk does say things that might not be 100% fact checked.
I was thinking the same. He's full of hyperbole. He's very intelligent, and it makes me wonder if he's doing it on purpose. Because he doesn't strike me as the kind of guy that scuffs around his words very much. So it's like, is he doing this on purpose to incite trouble?
I don't think he's doing it on purpose. I think he's just very passionate about it, and his passion is getting in the way. Sometimes mine's done that. Let's talk about the last reaction we done. Spoke a lot about the reform shit, and I just want to reiterate now whilst we're here. I don't, like I said on the podcast, I don't stand for reform, but some of the things I was passionate about saying that I do agree on might have come across like I am that, and I'm not that. And I with the Central Club, we have for so long been like tarred with the brush of, we're more on the right. Okay, we have interviewed more guests on the right, and they do get more views. But equally, we have done a lot of guests from the Muslim community, from the trans community, and from the left, and we will continue to do so. We do have Ahmed Jacob coming on next week, and I want him to put his case across about what he thinks. And like I've said, and I'll keep saying it, I have a lot of Muslim friends. This grooming gang scandal is disgusting, and I'd like to think others in that community would call that stuff out, because I don't think every Muslim is a bad person, the same as anything else in life, any other kind of group of people. So I just wanted to put that out there.
I'm glad you said that, because some of the feedback from the last podcast was always going to go this way. As soon as you mention Tommy Robinson or Nigel Farage or reform, or, as soon as you mention these topics, there's going to always be somebody saying, oh, you're racist, oh, you're this, you're that. The gay gun analogy, that you gave, brilliant. But that's just by the by. It's what people are going to do. I think that you've got a really good, broad and reasonable understanding of what's going on, and very fair. And, it goes to show the fact that you're willing to watch that clip and straight away say, he's using hyperbole. He's not you just want to call out injustice.
Yeah, I do. And I noticed that straight away. But equally the same way, he is right. We shouldn't be releasing prisoners who, I wouldn't expect to have been released, and someone like who's put something on Facebook about it online go to jail. I would have felt like, what the fuck? This is not right. Absolutely. So he's bang on, and the grooming scandal should be looked into, but at the same time, we do need to look between the lines.
So what do you think about freedom of speech in general, like especially online?
I believe in freedom of speech, but when it does become...
Hold on. This is what I find a lot of people do. They say, I believe in freedom of speech, but then there's a crux to it.
Well, the left do that. That's how they live on it. And so they will shut down a lot, but then they become Nazis themselves in a way. That's fascism in itself, by silencing other people.
Yes.
I think if they are blatantly preaching hate or inciting, I do think it is a murky world.
Because then you have to define hate. Because is saying that about the Muslim grooming gangs, is that inciting hate?
I don't think it is. I think it's a fact about a certain part of that community. But it's not all of it.
But what I'm saying is, you have to then, if you're going to say that there should be some sort of monitoring.
But I think a lot of people have stated it's not all Muslims.
Yeah, but
it's other people making out we are saying it.
What I'm saying is, if you are saying, we're just talking about free speech. I'm just using that as an example to make my point. When it comes down to free speech, if you want to back free speech, you have to back it all the way. It's free.
Well, I do that. Well, I do.
So therefore, if somebody then starts up a hate campaign against you directly, and gets traction, and everybody wants to say hatred
towards you, though,
then they are entitled to do so.
Yeah, they are entitled.
I am for free speech, even if it hurts my feelings.
Yeah, of course I am. Yeah.
If somebody says something to my daughter and they're entitled to say, I don't like it, I smash their teeth. Shouldn't maybe say that on the podcast, but she's 6. If somebody said something to my daughter and it was considered free speech, but I thought that it was rotten, then they'll deal with the consequences for me.
Yeah, because
that's my prerogative.
Yeah, but just we should live in a world where common sense and mutual respect should be there, and we'd like to think that would.
And I know you'd agree
balance it out.
That to some degree, if the government are not taking justice on injustices, are not punishing injustices, then I don't think it's.
So-
I don't mind a bit of civil justice. Social.
Yeah, sorry. Before we quickly go on, there's one thing I spoke about on the previous podcast. It's AI. It's got a lot of negatives, but there are positives. You told me you've been using ChatGPT all week. Sorry if I dropped you in there.
Yeah, no, it's the new Grok thing on Twitter.
Yeah,
I'm just
okay.
having a bit of fun with this.
But what I want to say quickly, just to wrap this up, would you be in favour if it was 150 million% watertight correct? Would you use AI in the justice system, in the CPS, and everything else in terms of, sentencing and holding justice account? I would. How many judges are out there? How many Crown prosecutions like Keir Starmer are there who are impartial or have their biased views subconsciously? If you have something that is 100% watertight, how many people will we stop, like the Tiger Bay killings, who were injustice? If it was 100% watertight, they wouldn't have went to jail. I think it would be great. Now, you're opening a can of worms in terms of the Minority Report, the film where you get in trouble before something happens. I'm not saying about that. I think justice...
No, look, the reason I have a problem with that is I recently saw an example where somebody asked an AI platform if they had the choice to save 1 million Jewish people, one Jewish person, or 1 million Christian people, who would it save? Mm-hmm. And the first answer it gave was one Jewish person.
But I'm not saying... I'm saying if it was 100% watertight. I'm not saying how it is right now.
Hang on, let me finish. But then they asked it more questions, and it admitted that it said that answer because it was programmed by Jewish people.
Yeah, but
so you're saying if it's 100%,
ridiculous.
but nothing is 100% watertight because it was created by somebody.
Hypothetically, if it was 100% watertight fair, AI...
That's a stupid question, bro.
I'm asking you hypothetically, in an ideal world.
Hypothetically,
So if
yes.
Well, there we are. That's all I wanted to know.
But I don't understand the question.
Hypothetically, in an ideal world, if AI was
Watertight.
the perfect example of equality and justice...
But you didn't say that to start with.
I did. I said if it was 150 million% watertight, meaning fair.
Yeah, that answers the question. You didn't ask me that first. At first, you said...
No. It's the same thing.
It is right now.
Yeah, you said...
No, I never said as it is right now, because it ain't 150% watertight.
Let's move on.
I never said AI right now. I said if it was...
Okay, to answer your question, hypothetically, if it was perfect, then yes. But
Okay.
as it stands right now, no. Certainly not.
Yeah, of course not.
Because Canada and the United States, that would really be something. You get rid of that artificially drawn line, and you take a look at what that looks like, and it would also be much better for national security. Don't forget, we basically protect Canada.
So, also, I've seen a map that he posted on his Instagram
Greenland.
with Greenland and Canada all included.
And Pan MAGA.
Pan MAGA, the Gulf of America. Listen, is this guy invading countries with memes?
Is this guy being the person he's against? He's being Putin, bro.
And he's getting away with it honestly, it's a little bit concerning.
Like, that's what I was thinking. Like, and this is part of the reason with Trump, when everyone was like, you voting Trump, I was like, I would be for Trump rather than Kamala, but there's something in my head that feels like, are we wrong?
Well, I on the last podcast was saying that I like Trump, but that's not necessarily great news.
Well, it would be if Canada was agreeable with that. Then that's, how can some people on the left who would be saying the same thing? Yeah, right. Let's hear it then. Ready? Right. The left, a classic to say there's no borders, there's no countries. Yeah,
we're all just one people.
Yeah, so that's what he's doing, isn't he?
The problem that we got with that is Putin invading Ukraine and these Donbass regions stuff.
They don't want to be a part of Russia.
No, a lot of the people there do.
No, the Donbass region do. Yeah.
Do, but that doesn't mean that it's right. Yeah, Anyway, I'm just saying, you can't.
Yeah, but if Trudeau goes, please, Trump, no, we're keeping it Canada.
Trudeau's stepping down.
Yeah, so if someone in Canada agrees to that and they want it to be that,
so you're happy for Trump to have Canada?
Not Trump. It'd be America, wouldn't it? If it's already America.
So 52nd state Canada, you're for it?
No, I'm saying if Canada are in agreement and they think it would benefit both countries, Good on them.
Have you heard that he's also talking about making Britain the 53rd state?
If Britain and America agree with that in a democratic or diplomatic way, great.
You heard it from the horse's mouth, folks.
I don't know what you're trying to portray me to be, bro. Like,
What do you mean portray you to
I don't know what you like saying from. You heard it from the horse's mouth. I'm just like that is if it's democratically voted in by people that they want that, then
Yeah, but countries have history and
I agree.
And
I'm
national
glad you said that. I am so glad you said that. National pride, because a lot of white British people like myself are being called racist for saying that. So I'm glad you said that.
yeah, I don't think that's racist. People are allowed to have national pride.
No, I agree.
You know, when Wales play rugby, the whole country is up in red and singing in Welsh. You know, there's nothing wrong with having national pride. But Canada, I get what you're saying. That if
I think this is going to be one of the topics that is actually going to fumble the left and contradict them, because they're all for, zero borders and we're all the same and, and national pride and all this. But a lot of them are going to be arguing about the fact. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean?
And this is why I try hard to
And
see it from
and
both
you do,
sides.
bro. And I appreciate that you do, bro. I do see that you do.
Thank you. Should we go on to the next one?
Yes, please.
I'm not a liar. I tell the truth. I tell what I know, what I think. And that's all.
Julia Wendell is a Polish woman who believes she could be missing girl Madeleine McCann. It has led to Maddie's parents agreeing to do a DNA test. Madeleine McCann from the United Kingdom disappeared from her hotel bed in 2007 while holidaying in Portugal with her family. She has never been seen again. However, Wendell went viral after launching an Instagram account named I Am Madeleine McCann, which has gained over 1 million followers who are gripped by the latest twist in one of the world's most infamous unsolved cases. The 21-year-old has shared a string of photographs, claiming she shares many of Maddie's distinctive physical features, including a similar eye defect Maddie had.
Mr. Wendell. Bro, just to put the record straight, I wasn't laughing about Madeleine McCann.
No,
it's a
no.
tragedy. But I don't know. I heard this girl is actually on Pornhub as well.
What?
Or OnlyFans. Yeah. What's it? Harrison, what is it?
He was quick, wasn't he? He was quick.
No.
Do you know what bothers me about her? I actually had an interaction with her last night. Not on Pornhub or OnlyFans. So she posted a clip on her Instagram saying that she's got a video coming out where she met the McCanns.
Should we get her on Central Club?
Mate, please. Okay, so anyway, I said to her, I was like, this is clickbait. Because really, she's done a DNA test, not with the McCanns, just on her own, which says that she's not Madeleine McCann. But she's trying to justify it. She's using AI to try and find ways to make it look like she could be. This girl has claimed to be 3 different missing children before claiming to be Madeleine McCann.
We are.
I don't
Mentally, mental health.
She is mentally unbalanced from what I can see.
And these are like some of the pitfalls of social media, aren't they? This is like a perfect example.
And because the Madeleine McCann case, like the Jay Slater case, it's a circus of people just getting involved and wanting to say something. People buy into anything, and people have basically gassed her up. They've blown hot air into her to the point that she's believing her own lie. And she travelled from Poland to England a couple of weeks ago and knocked on Kate and Jerry McCann's door. A couple of weeks ago, she knocked on Kate and Jerry McCann's door. And I was going to use that clip instead, because there's audio of Kate and Jerry like screaming, crying, like, get away from us, you're not Madeleine, you're not Madeleine. And they know she's not Madeleine because Madeleine's dead. They know. I don't want to get started on it. I don't like them. I know what happened. We all know what happened. Yeah, and Justice and I'm for Madeleine either. If you see DNA, hang on, sorry. That's why they're not doing a DNA test for Julia Wendell. Is because why would you do that when you know that your daughter's dead?
But then at the same time, you'd be like, well, if you know it's not, you do it to get out of your way. But having her as this phantom person who might be alive and out there, they like that.
Yeah.
They like that because it keeps the heat off.
It keeps the heat off there.
Yeah.
And you know what? I wanted to say that, and I wanted to be direct, because if anything, you were right. Why don't they do it just to shut us up? But I hope I hope they see this and it triggers them.
Have you if you heard the conspiracy of the Podesta brothers? Do you know about that?
Yes, I did.
Those E-fits, mate. They are the double, and they live round the corner.
Podesta
villa
and
his
Elaine
photos.
Maxwell.
Yeah, bro. Trust me.
I do like that conspiracy theory
All right.
as a conspiracy theory.
But you seem to know what it actually is. Maybe that's
Well,
for
we
another
could
podcast.
definitely talk more about Madeleine McCann on another time.
If people want that, put it in the comments.
I am very, 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 very versed on that case.
We don't mean to move on. We're just like in a rush. That's all.
I got somewhere I got to be, so I'm.
I don't mean to be rude.
I apologize. I should have come earlier, but you were busy anyway.
Yeah, so man.
Right, the next video.
If you find out you had AIDS,
there's no more I can
what
do.
would you do if you find
can
out you had
take like
AIDS?
blockers and things like that.
No, but what would you do if you found out you had AIDS tomorrow? Because one of them condoms bust, yeah? Because you're thinking, oh yeah, risk and reward. But what would you do, yeah?
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah?
Yeah.
If tomorrow, because you get tested every 2 weeks, yeah?
Yeah.
Tomorrow they phone you and they said, oh, Lily, we need you to come in. Yeah? You've got woo. How would you feel about life?
You can go and take medication.
Oh, so you'd be cool with that, having AIDS?
No, but it's the consequences of my own
But-
actions.
So you'd be cool with it?
I understand.
Ain't it just?
100%. Yeah, I agree. Let her do her thing. I hate what she does. I think it is so disastrous of our society.
For anybody that doesn't know, this girl slept with 100 men in one day and is now planning to sleep with 1,000 men in one day, all for her social OnlyFans content to make money off laying with that many men in a day.
Think of all the energy of going into it in one day, like, and she had a massive no, but it's true, innit? Like,
Yeah, no, I
not
know.
having any, like, it's
yeah.
She's
Spiritually,
yeah, it's disgusting, bro, and like it's morally wrong. And she broke down massively after that 100 man bang, and she wants to go for 1,000 now. But whatever happens to her, she's asked for it.
Yeah, and I would like to have shown more of that clip, really, because it's hilarious to watch how she tries to justify or tries to answer the question without saying, "Oh, I would be horrified and
I agree
and regretting it." Ultimately, what she's doing with her body is her choice.
Yeah,
but it's disgusting, and men should stop paying to support this absolute debauchery.
Well, that's it, and that's the most frustrating thing about it. As much as we can slate these women, they're just putting it back on us because there are weird men out there who want to do this, and people would go to us, "You do it, wouldn't you?" No, I wouldn't. I fucking wouldn't, bro. On my mother's life, I wouldn't.
My missus asked me once. She said, "She's like, look, just between us." She's like, "Are you subscribed to anyone's OnlyFans?" And I just never, ever even considered that was a thing, that like guys are out here who I know subscribe to, because it's like you could be subscribed to celebrities or you could be subscribed to Mrs. Jones down the road. Do you know what I mean? But like, I just...
Yeah, I know.
And why are you signing up for OnlyFans when you got Pornhub?
Yeah, and you got man just bare balls banging his chick. Do you know what, though? Quickly to finish off on that, right? Young Spray, man. To be fair, he's made a lot of noise. 2024 was a good year for him and RTM. I've spoken to Spray. I was meant to have him on the Central Club. It didn't happen, but I get uncomfortable with the way he is with some of his guests. I think he and maybe he does it on purpose, but I think he's unprofessional. He puts it on his guests, and I like as in like he could end up fighting them, and I just think it's unprofessional inviting people there, right? And they have their opinion, and he puts it on them, makes him feel embarrassed. I just feel it's quite bad, man.
The thing is, though, in this podcasting world, you kind of have to have some sort of a niche to stand out and to attract attention.
Then he's just as bad as Lily Phillips finding her niche, banging out, looking for the most ridiculous thing. Trying to bully your guests.
But don't you think it's a bit worse to be like selling yourself.
No, I never said that, though. I never said it was better. Like, 1,000 man is disgusting. 100 man, 50 man, it's the worst. It is worse.
It's the
to promote it.
It's the reason why she's doing it. If you do that throughout your life just because that's what you're into, I don't judge.
Well, it's the consequences of it, isn't it? How many young girls want to be Lily Phillips now?
Yeah.
So that is fucked. But I'm not saying Spree is bad as her. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying she's doing this. She has to be different in the OnlyFans world because it's overly saturated, yeah? There's a lot of pretty girls on OnlyFans doing it. So what does she have to do to make it different? What does she have? Look, you say the most ridiculous thing.
I might you.
Of course it's pretty girls. So what I'm saying is, though, yeah, right? She has to be different from the rest. Yeah. So shagging 100 man in a day is a challenge to make.
It's got her all over every
and I think Spree does that in the podcast world, is what I'm saying.
And like even in the mainstream media, she's been getting like a load of attention. It's like Britain, stop promoting the people.
Like look at the standards of I'm a Celebrity, get me out of it. Look at the standards of Love Island and Big Brother. The celebrities they've had on there who were not even celebrities, and it's like if they go on there and they're not, if it's not the celebrity version, they become celebrities for going on there. Like, do better.
It reminds me of. Do you remember that story that TikTok in the Western world apparently was putting out different content to TikTok in China. TikTok in China was like engineers and art.
Clever stuff, yeah.
Yeah, and then over here it's
done down. But quickly on that, TikTok's meant to be shutting down in America. I said to you, didn't I? Can you imagine if that happened in the UK? How many people who think they're celebrities on TikTok scamming people? Look, I'm doing a suicide documentary right now. I don't want to put it out there, but a lot of people wouldn't know what to do with their lives. Just saying.
Okay, next video.
Why'd you say it like that was a bad thing? That's fact.
You're just funny today. You're funny today. Okay.
Is there research to show the impact that it has on addictions?
They're studying it, but people want to stop smoking. People want to stop doing cocaine. People want to stop doing all kinds of things. And it's very interesting. And they looked at rats and they thought, okay, well, if this is just crushing the reward system, then it would crush all the reward systems. But it's not crushing libido for people, and it's not crushing some of the other reward-seeking behaviors. It just seems to be crushing many of the ones that are pathologic or not so great for our health. And
well, first of all, if you're going from fat to skinny, you're going to want to fuck, and you like, you know what I mean? You're going to want to get busy. That's great. It reminds me a bit of the Buvidal jab I'm on. When I got on there, it was my injection to block opiates. I was the first man in Britain to go on it. So like a one-off. So I was part of the trial, but that made me want to stop taking other drugs. Hence why I am now sat here with this studio doing well for myself, because I stopped not just heroin, it was crack, weed, alcohol, Valium, benzos, and any other type of shit that was bad for me. Yeah. I want to actually react to the actual podcast rather than what they were speaking about, but it looks like it's very positive. What do you think?
Yeah, it's very positive. I only chose this clip because it was interesting to me that Ozempic seems to be doing the rounds of the world's media. It's becoming a very important drug. Are they trying to sell it to us as a miracle drug? Who made it? And what is the actual purpose of it? Because it wasn't for losing weight, was it?
Yeah.
Wasn't it for diabetes?
It was for a certain sect of people with a certain disease to lose weight. Well, it might have been diabetes. I don't know. But it was obviously for certain persons with health conditions.
Okay.
But they've realised that we should be putting this out to anyone who's got weight problems. Same as Buvidal. Buvidal is used for opiate blockers, but they are looking for people coming off heroin, but they're looking to give it to people like your nan who's on morphine for their bad back. Do you see what I mean?
Right.
I'll give you another example. Sertraline. When I came off heroin and all my feelings came back, when you come off a drug like heroin, it suppresses you, yeah, and your sex drive goes, everything. When you're shagging, you could shag for hours, you just can't come, okay? So when you come off it, straight away, premature. So when I went to the doctors and said, listen, I've got problems with premature ejaculating, I don't know why it's so funny, like, it's these natural things. When I came off heroin, as a lot of people with drug problems will understand, all your feelings come back and you will jizz within a minute, yeah? So when I went to the doctors and I asked, look, I'm ejaculating quickly, what's going on?
Yeah.
He went, right, I'll have a look. And he went, you know when they got the doctor's book with all the medication in there and they have one each year? He goes through the book, side effects. He went, I'm going to put you on some sertraline. I went, sertraline? I swear I had that for fucking OCD. And he went, yeah, but it also stops you from from coming.
So
it's like they're using other drugs that kills other
things.
Two birds with one stone.
So because sertraline is used to treat depression, it fixed your premature ejaculation and kept you happy.
Well, that could be something, but it could be people out there who were already happy. They're giving it for ejaculation, and it makes them worse, like in terms of their well-being. Right. So it's there's never a drug out there that's for that. There's no drug for OCD.
Well,
there's no tackle for OCD. The tackle is for your anxiety to help your OCD.
From what I've learned, the tackle for OCD is to stop giving kids sugary products. If you want to change your lifestyle, change your diet, and eat natural fruits and vegetables, and
that stops OCD.
It stopped freaking everything, mate.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting. We could Dr. Sebi, yeah, the man proved that he cured cancer by changing his diet.
Yeah.
And he died.
And left
Died mysteriously. Like
volume, mate. Yeah.
The house is totally engulfed in flame. Have a secondary home behind it. It's gone. The car, it's gone. The trailer, it's gone. Everything is gone. And I didn't take it serious, so I didn't grab anything because I'm like, okay, we're gonna be all right.
Well, do you know what? I love his attitude, bro. I love his positivity, but unfortunately, your gap's gone.
Yeah, you fucked it, bro. So I said to you, didn't I? With obviously the wildfires is crazy. I shouldn't laugh about it, but it is what it is. But I had two choices of clip to bring you, right? I had that one, or I had this really cinematic, shocking image of all the fires.
Yeah.
And that was very powerful, and I really thought people should see it. But you can understand that.
Yeah. It's terrible. What do you think about it? What's your opinion on it?
Okay, so apparently somebody's been arrested for intentionally starting it.
What?
Let me get it up because...
Well, like that's just horrific, isn't it? But I've looked at it and they've said, like, this is biblical. Sodom and Gomorrah, in the Bible where they speak about these cities that was, like, renowned for disgusting things, burns down, and Hollywood is burning right now.
So the Los Angeles Police Department has confirmed that a man has been detained on suspicion of arson, as they believe that the Kenneth fire, the latest to break out, was intentionally ignited. The suspect, believed to be in his mid-20s, allegedly attempted to light a fire in Woodland Hills, and neighborhood residents reportedly held him down with rope and zip ties until the police arrived.
Was this before the main fire or during the fire?
From what I saw on the news, it is the start of this.
Well, they got, if you're looking at it from a conspiratorial perspective, where you think these may be direct energy weapons, like they was in Hawaii,
right?
They got to fit someone up. Is he black?
Good question. That's a good question. Fucking hell. So it's more so, you can't really see a lot, let's be real. It's pitch black, but you can hear, and people have...
Yeah, wait, what am I looking at?
So there's dots in the sky buzzing around. This is not the greatest video.
Okay.
But basically, last night in Wales...
This was last night,
This was last night in Wales.
I heard something the night before.
People have said... Or maybe it was the night before last.
Okay.
In Wales, there was multiple people that said that they saw fighter jets chasing UFOs or drones. And... yeah, and there's been a bunch of different clips around, but I couldn't bring any good ones. I shouldn't really have bothered. But there is a follow-on to that, in that we're coming close to the end of the show. I found that if you search on TikTok for UFOs in Wales, you come across one of the most amazing collections of videos that I've ever seen.
Taffies.
Can you have a look at some of these quickly before we wrap it up.
Okay. Was a combination?
That's what I said. Listen, look, there's another one in the club. I can't hear you. Hey, this is fucking awesome over there. Where?
Very suspicious. Very suspicious.
I freeze are fucking aliens. We come in peace. What the fuck, Marcus?
That's mad. So there's a bunch of people seeing
just had that on
activity
camera.
over Wales.
That was nuts, mate, wasn't it?
Right, so there's that one. I got one more for you. You can't see stop.
Did I just get no, well, no. What the hell? Not a car, bet. No, because a car don't do that. That's smack
The
bang
car
in
in
the
the
middle
sky.
of the mountain, It's about to go now. Look at it. Whoa, look, whoa. It's gone. But this deal again. What? It's gone. That's gone, boys. Nobody that likes food. That was just over in the air, boys. It is.
What? No, you can get that.
That's impossible. That is, but.
No way.
Oh, he's back. That's in the air, but. That's another one. Oh, another one.
Dogs are not in
that's green. What's happening here?
Oh, the bears on the lawn. What's over there? What?
That's an house.
No.
Ah, you did the same.
No.
Whoa. No, it is over there.
I told you. Yeah, no, look at my camera.
Mate, that has to be the most like wild, chaotic UFO video I've ever heard in my life.
Oh, what's that one? Oh,
a kid singing in the background, mate.
There's that. Honestly.
Oh, a car that's in the sky.
I know the one before where she goes, UFO, and he goes, I know, I just said that.
I fucking love the Welsh. But like, Kaz Clark, man, if you haven't watched it, go and watch the Kaz Clark Payne Turk UFO incident. We interviewed her. I think she's onto something. I was actually speaking to her the other day, and she was saying about how it's ramping up. Whether this is a Project Bluebeam and this is fake, whether this is drones or whether this is the genuine thing, I don't know. But something is definitely happening in the skies, brother.
Yeah, definitely something is going on. I mean, it makes a lot of sense that right now drones of a larger scale might be being tested around in the nights in different places.
I'm surprised they were tapping and the other side. It's me, but I'm my fucking drone.
Yeah. But the fact that there was literally fighter jets scrambled, and there is you could do.
Could they be doing a training like though? Well, we don't know.
There is a guy that has contacted the RAF, I think, to ask for information, and there is some information out there. I can't remember what the outcome was, but ultimately the fighter jets were scrambled to pursue.
You can check on the flight radar. Look from 2 days ago. See the patterns. It might show you. But yeah, very interesting. There's one thing before I go. I want to say. So we were the Central Club charlatans last week, and we were part of the Illuminati. Total by chance, just great minds. We are now the fucking sheep boys. Sheep shaggers boys.
What did you say? The woolly back.
The woolly. Well, people are going to call us wolves. We got the fucking sheep stuff. I've got the fucking dingle jumper on as well.
I love that.
Yeah, shout out to Weekend Defender. Like I said, go check them out. Discount code Stay Central.
The dingle jumper.
The dingle jumper. Or is it the Zelensky jumper?
Oh my God, that's
so both,
true.
Isn't it?
Yeah. It's good. I like it. I'm gonna have to check out some of this stuff.
Well, thank you for those videos, brother.
That's all right. They were quite fun.
Yeah.
Fun.
Well, it's trial and error with the weekly spin at the moment, but, people seem to be liking it.
Yes. I'd like to do some more deep dives into conversations. Like, every time we've come together, we've kind of had a purpose, a topic, or something to focus on. We've both got a lot to say, and I've got a lot I want to learn. And I think it'd be good for us to try and do something where we're a bit more casual, a bit more free flow.
Well, we're definitely on different sides in terms of like political viewpoints, aren't we? That's what you've kind of identified.
Yeah,
not massively.
No,
like
I respect everybody's view.
Yeah.
So I did start thinking that maybe I was a bit more towards the right leaning.
But what's the matter with that if you are?
There's nothing wrong with it.
Can I tell you something? There's some bits of Labour I totally agree with. There's some bits of Conservatives I totally agree with. There's some bits of Reform and others. There's some people from the left. There's some people from the right. I take everything, because that's what. Look, 2 wings
make a chicken.
2 wings, you can't fly without 2 wings, bro.
Yeah,
you know
that's true. And so I don't need to be labelled. I don't need it.
You can't fly without 2 wings. I like that.
Yeah. It takes 2 wings.
It takes 2 wings to fly, man. It takes 2 wings to fly, right? I like things from both sides. I think together is the way forward. Just wanted that soundbite.
But
what?
Yeah,
I swing both ways.
So I don't need to be boxed in. I don't need to label it. It just helps for conversation. However, I realised through talking to you last time that I'm actually quite a lefty, really.
I don't know. People would say no.
Well,
I think you want to be a lefty.
Do you think so?
I think so.
Let's
I think what it is, right? Yeah. You've seen some people say certain things, and straight away you've gone fuck. And what you'll realise in terms of Central Club, I was exactly the same way for 20 episodes, and then I thought, you know what? They can call me whatever they want. If my opinion differs from one week to the next, based on how I see things, so be it. It doesn't make me a bad person. I try and be fair.
Well, look,
and it is what it is.
I'm more than happy to talk further about this and get to the underbelly and figure out what I believe and learn and share ideas. So yeah, when you're ready.
That's the idea, and that's my point. One week is something, the other is not. I don't have something I totally stand on. I just believe that everyone should have their opinion. Everyone should have their say. And, we should come together and look at ways we can navigate to make it better for the both of us and society as a whole. Guys, tell us what you like. Do you like this content? Do you want others? Check us some recommendations of things you would like us to deep dive in. And until next time,
stay central.
The Central Club.